Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. We're here at Mill Bay Paint and Hardware today. Obviously, you can tell we're not in our regular studio. This is a business that I have listed right now. So if you're interested in buying a business or would like to find out some more information, this is a fantastic opportunity. Reach out and we'll let you know. Otherwise, give us a like and a subscribe, and we're going to get right into it.
I will be back in our palatial studios soon.
Palatial Studios. Yes, we will.
All right. Yeah.
So for today,
Oh, I've been looking forward to this episode.
yeah.
Yes.
So this is I'm going to read an article in Yahoo Finance, and the headline reads this: Canadian real estate. Royal LePage says foreign buyer ban has virtually no impact. So before we get reading into this, I'm just going to say we said this at the very beginning that it's a waste of time and it's just posturing and not going to have the I don't know what the intended effect they thought was going to be, but it's not going to have it.
Oh, this is the I told you so episode.
Right? They think that this is somehow going to affect, whatever you want to say, what's going on with the housing issue in Canada as a whole. I can't speak to, Toronto or anything like that, but I can speak to the island and speak to Victoria. We're talking about 1% or less than 1%. So it's not really going to have any effect on, our market.
But I don't think it's going to do anything.
Right? So, okay, here we go. The federal government's ban on foreign nationals and companies owning housing in Canada has not materially lowered prices or boosted the inventory of real estate on the market, says Royal LePage President and CEO Phil Soper in a new report. Since January 1, 2023, foreign commercial enterprises and people who are not Canadian citizens or permanent residents have been prohibited from buying residential property. In February, Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland announced an extension of the 2-year ban until January 1, 2027, saying the move would ensure houses are used as homes for Canadian families to live in and do not become a speculative financial asset class. I just almost have to pause there and shake my head.
I don't always agree with the president of Royal LePage, but it's coming back around to reality to find out, like, hey, look, the data doesn't support not what he's saying, but the government was promising, like,
Right.
oh, let's blame foreign nationals and foreign companies
Okay.
buying real estate.
Yeah, wait for it. It's coming.
Oh, there's more.
There's more.
Oh, okay.
Economists have criticized the government's hardline stance, pointing to an immaterial share of home purchases and the need for more supply amid a surge in population. In a report released Thursday, Royal LePage found the ban has not had a material impact on prices or available inventory. However, the firm notes demand has fallen as a result in some of the more affluent markets. And here's why.
Affluent, we're talking about the high end now.
That's right.
Okay.
So 2 years in, and the prohibition on foreign buyers has had virtually no impact on housing prices in Canada as we expected. We all said this at the start. All of the people in business, the people in the industry, the economists, we all said this is not the issue. Foreign buyers are not the issue.
And between like BC and Ontario that implemented like heavy taxes.
Yeah.
I don't know what Ontario's tax is, but BC was it's
30%?
No, it's 20%.
20%?
Yeah. But by the time you tack that onto property transfer tax, and as it climbs over 1 million and then 3 million, and then you're gonna put on 20% on top of that, like it was almost non-existent before this ban came to be anyways.
Right. Okay, so let's continue on. Prolonging the international buyer ban will not make housing any more accessible to Canadians. Upward pressure on prices will continue as long as supply fails to meet the demand for homes. Boy, that's kind of economics 101. Supply and demand. Okay.
But there's an embedded cost to building those homes. Like if 25-30% is from like civil municipal costs, the land, and 2x4s, nails, and people all still cost a certain amount of money. So I want to be very careful about this demand and supply
So when they
economic
say,
rule.
yeah, when they talk about supply, they're talking about supply that can be purchased at a certain income level.
Right, so they can move to match that because there is existing supply to match income levels. Not like, let's say if your income level doesn't fit Vancouver or Toronto, Lower Mainland, wherever,
Right.
Whistler, Banff, Lake Louise, pick some fancy places, right? Like there's other places where you can go.
That's right.
That's
Yeah. And we've
I can
we've
continue
we've talked
because
about,
I'm gonna beat this one to
but
death.
we've talked about it from the side of BC and the the mass exodus that's kind of going on from a population point of view of people. And I just saw this thing again that they're rating Alberta as the most affordable province to own a home. So
Oh, probably based on like the available jobs that you can get there too to
sure.
match the incomes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm
that
at
makes
Mill
sense.
Bay Paint and Hardware. If you are looking for a business opportunity to get in business, this is a great opportunity for you. The business has been here for over 10 years. We have it on the market right now. A great opportunity for you to step into a turnkey business that has great opportunities for growth. Want to find out about it, reach out to me in the comments. We have an information package available, a video where you can walk through the whole business with me and see everything that's here, and we can give you all of that information. It's a great opportunity. It really is. If you're looking for a business and to be your own boss, nobody will tell you when to be open or when to be closed. But of course, if you're not open, people will know. But if you want to be your own boss, this is a great opportunity for you. And give us a shout, and we'll give you all the information.
Match the incomes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Okay, let's continue on. On Monday, Freeland announced, so she's the finance minister. On Monday, Freeland announced changes to certain mortgage rules as part of the government's push to improve housing affordability and incentivize construction. Soper notes, now he's the
That's the Royal
Royal
LePage
LePage
CEO,
president. Yeah.
president.
Soper notes foreign buyers tend to focus on the luxury real estate market, and it's often wealthy individuals who consider owning a property in a foreign country. He sees this segment of the real estate market as less likely to be swayed by changes in lending rules and interest rates. Many buyers in the luxury market segment do not require high leverage mortgages. It is common to see expensive homes purchased with very substantial down payments or even fully in cash. So there's a little bit more after that, but that covers kind of the gist of what we wanted to get to.
There's data that so from a year ago, our BCREA, so British Columbia Real Estate Association economist there was compiling how much equity people had in their homes
Yeah,
based on the most previous year. So he was counting in 2023, and the equity in homes, if it still has a mortgage, like
yeah,
people still had like 60% equity in their home. So, even coming in with new mortgages, this is what is driving the prices. People think like, how are the prices so expensive? How are people still buying? It has nothing to do directly with the amount of income to qualify. Yes, it does matter, but people are coming in with 50, 60%. They're coming in with a massive amount of equity to make up the difference.
sure.
And then they can comfortably afford whatever the payments are.
Right.
That's just how
Yeah.
it's been working.
Yeah.
We have equity driven markets,
Yeah.
not income driven markets.
Yeah. But to come back here and to what they're saying and
Oh,
what
yeah.
we said from the beginning, it's I had said it from the start. It's posturing, so it looks like they're doing something from the government's point of view. The the market is not determined by foreign buyers. And just like what they have for the actual information is
Yeah.
that these foreign buyers are not buying, 1, 2 bedroom condos or starter homes or, whatever, or
Yeah.
even midline homes. For the most part, they are looking at higher end homes, or maybe sometimes they're looking for condos for their kids if they're going to school in the area.
Yeah, and I believe that's one of the exemptions for purchasing as a foreign national. So I'm sure that still happens, but to what degree.
Right.
You know, they're going to be weighing the cost between renting it for 4 years or 5 years,
Right.
and as opposed to the cost of like purchasing a property, paying taxes, and then on the exit, how much is it going to cost for realtor fees, anything else?
Right.
You know, and maybe gauging the market.
Yeah.
Will we make money on this, or
Sure.
is it cheaper
Sure. Yeah.
or more economical to just rent?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did it
So
mention how much money they're on average paying in this one, or was it
no,
a different
no,
article?
not in this one. But I'm going to come back to again. So they're going to extend this thing because Freeland and the government is saying this is part of their plan to ensure houses are used as homes for Canadian families to live in and do not become a speculative financial asset class.
They go back to that speculative thing, thinking like that's an evil term that caused the housing crisis. Ugh, and I could go down the road there, but we need speculators to build houses.
Yeah.
It's called a spec home,
Yeah. Well, yeah.
right? What do you
Right.
think the condos are all sold on speculation?
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
here's the thing. When the dust settles, they've extended it to 2027. They did it this year, I think, because there's an election coming and they want to keep everything, especially right now where the popularity of the current government is not very high federally. So they want to do things to be perceived as doing something.
Yeah, we've talked about this before, where like the federal government is actually liking BC NDP party's program that we're sort of borrowing from Singapore on some ideas,
Yeah.
and trying to implement those kind of policies across Canada.
Right.
And yeah, I don't think
So
I don't
here's,
think that's going to make a lick of difference
yeah. So I'm going to come back to
in the end.
what the report says. 2 years in, and the prohibition on foreign buyers has had virtually no impact on housing prices in Canada, and then the report says, which is what we expected.
You know, if they have failed policies, like this has happened not just like for like housing markets,
Mm-hmm.
and I think about our own industry and like how so many changes come down the pipe. Now we have to do this paper, we have to do this
Yeah.
disclosure, we can't do these things anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not saying those are bad things, but there's no result, there's no measurement of policies and then reversal on policies like, hey, this is making no difference,
That's right.
why do we have this here anymore?
Right.
Like there's no litmus test. There's no measurement to
Sure.
say, do we pass the test? Is this an effective policy or not?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Do we have to wait for another election and then some like our own governing bodies to say, well, you know, that's not really making any difference. Let's get rid of that and like streamline the paperwork. No. Let's add more paperwork. Let's add more policies.
Right.
Let's change more rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, like come on.
Yeah. So anyway, if we get going, we're going to keep going. And I want to emphasize also, as we've said repeatedly on the channel, we are apolitical. So we're not here to support a party or not support a party. We're here to talk about policy and the results of that policy. And in this case, this report by Yahoo Finance, and that references the report here by Royal LePage. So we're just here to talk about the facts.
Yeah,
Of what's happened, what's happening, and its inability in this case to do what, I don't know who thought this was going to work. But
I'll pick on all the parties if they have a dumb policy. But if they have a good policy, we're going to talk about that too.
yeah, absolutely,
So
100%. So thank you for joining us today. Again, remember, we're here at Mill Bay Paint and Hardware. If you're interested in owning your own business, reach out, because this is a great opportunity. This business has been here for 10 years, is a staple of the community. There's people coming in and out of here all the time. It's a profitable business, and if you want to find out more about it, reach out and let me know. Otherwise, give us a like and give us a subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
we'll catch you on the next one.
See you.